Xander's tragic fate. Salem, where secrets simmer beneath the surface and loyalties are tested daily. A storm is brewing that threatens to tear apart one of the town's most complex families. Xander Kiriakis, a man known for his fiery passion and questionable decisions, stands at the center of a scandal that could cost him everything: his marriage, his freedom, and his place in the Kiriakis dynasty. As the drama unfolds on Days of Our Lives, viewers are left gripping their seats, wondering how far Xander's tragic fate will fall after a shocking act of violence leaves Philip Kiriakis fighting for his life. A dark turn in Salem. Xander Kiriakis' tragic fall after brutal attack on Philip. The calm before the storm shattered in Salem as tensions between brothers Xander and Philip Kiriakis erupted into a violent confrontation that will haunt the family for years to come. What began as bitter words quickly escalated into a brutal beating, leaving Philip fighting for his life and Xander facing the devastating consequences of his actions. The drama unfolded inside a quiet hotel room where Xander Kiriakis, played by Paul Telfer, confronted his brother Philip, portrayed by Jean-Paul Lavoisier. With anger burning fiercely in his eyes, Xander declared that nothing Philip could say would save him from the fate he had planned. The harsh reality of their fractured relationship came crashing down as Xander unleashed a merciless assault. Blows rained down on Philip as Xander knocked him to the floor, kicking and striking him relentlessly. The violence was unrelenting, a fierce storm of rage that left Philip battered and broken. The hotel room echoed with the sounds of their struggle, a tragic clash that stunned anyone who would learn of it. Meanwhile, Kate Roberts-Brady, played by Lauren Koslow, was growing increasingly concerned about Philip's whereabouts. As a loving mother and protective figure in Salem, Kate's instincts drove her to search for her son. What she found was nothing short of horrifying. Entering the hotel room, Kate's heart dropped at the sight of Philip lying motionless and badly injured on the floor. His face was bruised, his body battered, and he seemed barely conscious. Panic gripped her as she realized the severity of the situation. Without hesitation, Kate dialed 911, desperate to get medical help for Philip as quickly as possible. This moment was pivotal not only because of Philip's dire condition but because it set off a wave of suspicion and turmoil. While Xander had been the first to strike, rumors began to swirl. Could there have been another assailant? Some whispered about a possible ambush from Philip's old college friend, raising questions about who really dealt the fatal blows. Yet all eyes remained on Xander Kiriakis. The evidence, the anger, and the timing made him the prime suspect in the savage attack. The community's trust in him began to crumble rapidly, and his fate seemed sealed by the very hands that once made him a beloved character in Salem. Sarah Horton Kiriakis, played by Lindsay Godfrey, was heartbroken and conflicted. As Xander's wife, she had always stood by him, but the brutality of the attack and Philip's fragile condition pushed her to reconsider. The love and loyalty she once felt gave way to doubt and fear. Many believed Sarah would soon turn her back on Xander, leaving him isolated as the consequences of his violent actions closed in. Kate Roberts-Brady became a fierce advocate for justice, her maternal instincts fueling a determination to see Xander held accountable. She would not rest until the man who had harmed her son faced the full weight of the law. The tension between family loyalty and the need for justice created a powerful emotional conflict that captivated viewers. Xander's world began to unravel. The man who had once seemed unstoppable now faced the grim reality of possible arrest and public disgrace. The fallout of the attack was not just physical but emotional and social. Friends and family took sides, alliances shifted, and Salem braced itself for a dramatic legal battle that would test the bonds of family and love. The tragic fate of Xander Kiriakis serves as a powerful reminder of how quickly violence can destroy not only bodies but relationships and reputations. His attack on Philip was a dark moment that shattered the peace in Salem, leaving scars that would not heal easily. As Philip fought to recover in the hospital, the community rallied around him, hoping for his healing and justice to be served. The question lingered, would Xander find redemption, or was this the beginning of his downfall, ending in capture and possibly even more horrifying consequences at the hands of those like Sarah who might seek revenge? Days of Our Lives fans can expect the storyline to grow even more intense, filled with heartbreak, suspense, and moral dilemmas that echo the classic themes of love, betrayal, and justice that have long defined Salem. Rumors swirl that Kevin and Philip were involved in a risky venture, treating sepsis patients in a way that skirts the edges of legality. If their actions were exposed, Kevin could lose everything: his career, his reputation, and his freedom. Did Kevin, desperate to protect his secrets, lash out at Philip? Or is there another player in this dangerous game, someone lurking in the shadows of Salem's elite? Xander's tragic fall. For Xander, the accusation of attacking Philip is a devastating blow. The man who has fought so hard to redeem himself in the eyes of his family and his wife now faces a tidal wave of consequences. Xander Kiriakis, portrayed with heartbreaking depth by Lindsay Godfrey, is torn apart by the news. She loves Xander, flaws and all, but the image of Philip clinging to life in a hospital bed is too much to bear. How can she stand by a man who might have committed such a brutal act? As doubts creep into her heart, Sarah begins to pull away, leaving Xander to face his darkest fears, losing the woman who is his anchor, his reason for striving to be better. Kate Roberts Brady, meanwhile, is relentless in her pursuit of justice. Her maternal instincts drive her to demand Xander's arrest, and she uses every ounce of her influence to ensure the police act swiftly. The weight of her accusations, combined with the town's growing suspicion, closes in on Xander like a vice. Even if he's innocent, the court of public opinion has already convicted him. Friends turn their backs, allies distance themselves, and the Kiriakis name, once a source of pride, becomes a burden. If Xander is arrested, his life will unravel further. The prospect of a trial looms large, with the possibility of prison time casting a shadow over his future. The man who once dreamed of building a legacy now faces the humiliation of handcuffs and a mugshot. And even if he avoids jail, the damage to his marriage may be irreparable. Sarah's love, once unshakable, hangs by a thread, and the thought of her walking away is a wound deeper than any physical blow. A town on edge as Salem grapples with the fallout, the hospital project that sparked this chain of events takes on a new significance. Why was Xander so determined to outmaneuver E.J. DiMera? Was the hospital a symbol of his desire to prove himself? Or does it hold secrets that could change everything? Maggie, ever the voice of reason, begins to dig deeper, determined to uncover the truth before her family is torn apart. For Xander, the road ahead is fraught with peril. Whether he attacked Philip or not, the consequences of that fateful night will haunt him. His tragic fate serves as a stark reminder of how quickly fortunes can change in Salem, where love, betrayal, and redemption are never far apart. As the town waits for answers, one thing is certain. Xander Kiriakis' story is far from over, and the choices he makes next will shape his destiny in ways he can't yet imagine. For now, Salem holds its breath, watching as a man who dared to dream of greatness faces the possibility of losing it all. Will Xander find a way to clear his name? Can he salvage his marriage to Sarah? Or will the weight of his actions or the actions he's accused of crush him under their burden? Only time and the next episode of Days of Our Lives will tell.